Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to the Morning Mindset. I'm Kerry Green. I'm here to help you get your mind aligned with the truth of God. And this morning, I want to ask you a question. Do you fear the circumstances that come about in your life? If you do at any time, I don't mean just commonly, but even on a periodic basis, we have some great encouragement today to focus on. This is from Psalm chapter 46. The psalm writer, which it says on this particular psalm, is the sons of Korah. We don't really know who they are, but they were prolific authors here in the Psalms who wrote many psalms. They tell us some truths about God that can be very powerful for us when we are in those times of fear, times of trouble. Let's begin reading in Psalm 46, verse number 1. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Now let's think about that for a moment. A refuge. A refuge is a place that you run to for protection and safety. It says God is our strength. Strength is what we need when we feel weak, when we need to accomplish something that's maybe a little beyond our capacity. And he says God is our refuge and our strength. And then the next phrase he says, he is a very present help in trouble. He's very present, my friends. He's there with us in those moments, in those times where trouble comes our way. I think sometimes when the fear rises up, it's rising up from a place inside of us where our belief really is that we're all alone. You see, we're forgetting this, that God is a very present help in trouble, and that he is a refuge and a strength for us. We forget it, and so the fear rises up. My friends, we need to remind ourselves, like the sons of Korah are doing for us today, that God is that refuge. He is that strength. He is that very present help in trouble. Now let's listen to this next verse because they apply that truth. They say, therefore, we will not fear. Now, do you see that's what we need to do when trouble comes? Do not fear. Why? Because God is our refuge and strength and very present help in trouble. And these sons of Korah, they give a very extreme example. They say, we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Do you see the extremities they are painting to tell us how reliable and trustworthy God is to us as our refuge and strength? Those are calamities beyond imagination that they're describing there. And yet they say, we won't even fear in those circumstances because of who our God is for us. My friends, let's stop for a moment and think about the calamities that come to our lives. There's a number of things I can mention, and I'll just say a few. Cancer, difficult relationships, failing health at the end of life, financial problems, financial circumstances that are beyond our control, debt. All of these things can be times when we are fearful. And yet, they're not as big as these circumstances that the sons of Korah outlined for us. The earth giving way, mountains being moved into the sea, mountains trembling as the waters roar and foam and swell. You see, my friends, the point is this. No matter how big the trouble in your life, God is bigger still. And I think sometimes, my friends, our God is too small. We don't look to him as the mighty deliverer and refuge and strength that he really is. Because if we did, and maybe this is really the issue, if we really believed it, we would be able to take control of those fears and tell ourselves, I will not fear no matter what happens in this circumstance because my God is with me and he is a refuge and a strength in this time. My friends, let's commit ourselves to respond that way when the difficulties come. Let's commit ourselves to not dishonoring him by fearing and fretting and being anxious. Let's place our faith in him and give him the praise due his name. Even if the difficulties come today, let's rejoice that he is our refuge and strength and very present help in times of trouble. Join me again tomorrow for the Morning Mindset.